In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praises due to Allah the Almighty, the Lord of the worlds. May Allah's peace, mercy, and blessings be upon His final and last messenger, Muhammad. And may Allah's peace, mercy, and blessings be upon each and every one of you, dear viewers and listeners, following this new podcast from Al-Azhar Fatwa Global Center. As a matter of fact, over the past period, we have received several questions regarding the permissibility of playing games in general and playing video games in particular. To provide the answer to these questions, it is very vital at the outset to stress the fact that the Islamic jurisprudence promotes and supports all that which brings benefit to the human being. In addition to this, the Islamic jurisprudence declares unlawful and totally prohibited anything that brings harm to the human being in any shape, way, or form. In fact, the Noble Quran in chapter Al-A'raf, verse 157, makes it very clear that one of the essential objectives of all prophets and messengers is to declare lawful all that which is of benefit and wholesome, and to declare unlawful all that which is evil and of harm. This is why the Islamic jurisprudence adopts a realistic approach in the issuance of rulings through taking into consideration the space, the time, and the people involved or the parties to a particular question, in parallel with taking into consideration the prevalent circumstances and conditions. With that in mind, it is very vital as well to be aware of the fact that Islam highly urges every and each one of us to pay a great deal of consideration to taking care of one's mental health and mental well-being. For this reason, the Islamic jurisprudence lays out a number of criteria and guidelines to ensure the safety and the well-being of the individual, and thus ensuring the permissibility of playing or being engaged in recreational games. Number 1. For playing such a game to be of benefit, i.e., it brings benefit to one's mental well-being or physical well-being. Number 2. Playing games should not be a distraction from fulfilling an Islamic obligation, such as performing the 5 daily prayers, being dutiful to one's parents, and not to lead to wasting one's money and life. Number 3. Not to lead to neglecting one's life necessities, such as seeking beneficial knowledge, working in order to earn money lawfully, and fulfilling the rights of one's parents, wife, and children. Number 4. Not to bring any harm to anyone else, be it through action or noise, such as causing harm to one's neighbors with noise or loud voice. Number 5. Not to lead to conflicts and disputes. Number 6. Not to involve displaying or exposing any private parts. Number 7. Not to involve any act or gesture that would dehumanize or dishonor or degrade any human being. Number 8. Not to involve harming or abusing any animal or bird or any other creature. So it is totally prohibited to use any animal or any creature as an object for shooting. Number 9. Not to involve gambling or earning money through unlawful means. All the previously mentioned 9 regulations and guidelines are to be observed in terms of playing games in general, and as far as playing video or electronic games is concerned, the following 5 points are to be observed as well. Number 1. For such video or electronic games, not to include or comprise the promotion of atheistic thoughts or ideas, notions, and practices that contradict the Islamic creed. Number 2. Not to involve nudity or pornography. Number 3. Not to involve using profane or filthy language, such as cursing or any other form of inappropriate, unlawful utterings. Number 4. For such games, not to involve instigating the players to perform acts of violence or to hate anyone or to discriminate against anyone, and not to involve developing the tendency to getting indulged in unlawful acts such as drinking alcohol. Number 5, not to lead to any physical or mental harm, such as weakening one's eyesight or developing a form of addiction or leading to a nervous breakdown. With that being said, the permissibility of playing games is dependent on observing the aforementioned criteria, guidelines, and regulations. Finally, we would like to encourage and highly urge every parent and guardian to take good care of the upbringing of their kids and their children, as the Prophet ﷺ is reported to have said in the authentic hadith that's in Sahih al-Bukhari, every guardian is responsible and will be held accountable on the Day of Judgment regarding their responsibility. That's it for this episode. I leave you in the care of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.